New Zealand, Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud. History. The two islands of New Zealand, the North Island and the South Island, were once the most habitable land to be settled by humans. Between the year 1280 and 1350, Polynesians began to settle in New Zealand. Over several centuries of isolation, the Polynesian settlers formed a distinct culture that became known as the Maori.
Discovery. Maori are the indigenous people of Aotearoa, New Zealand. They settled there over 700 years ago. They came from Polynesia by waka canoe. New Zealand was spotted by able Tasman Dutch explorer in 1642 and discovered by Captain Cook, British explorer, in 1739.
Location. This is the distance between Wales and New Zealand, which is 11,651 miles, equals to 18,777 kilometers. It takes about 26 hours to fly from London, but often takes a little longer with at least one stopover. Maps in New Zealand look different to British maps because New Zealand is in the middle. This is a map of New Zealand's North Island and South Island. New Zealand is divided into 15 cities. The North Island is about 3 hours from Australia and the South Island is closer to Antarctica, the South Pole. Climate. New Zealand has a subtropical warm climate in the North Island but is mild in the summer and cold during the winter in the South Island. Winter is from June to August. Lake Wanaka. Lake Wanaka is the snowiest place in New Zealand with temperatures of 9 degrees Celsius for almost all year round. New Plymouth. New Plymouth is the sunniest place in New Zealand with a temperature of 36 degrees Celsius for most of the year. Summer in New Zealand is between December and February. Housing. The housing in New Zealand is different to the houses in Wales. New Zealand houses often have tin roofs instead of tiled or slate because of the lesser chances of rain.
Many houses are built with wooden exteriors, again due to the dry weather, especially in the North Island.
Roofs are also less steep due to the drier climate. In colder, wet countries, roofs are more pointed to ensure rain and snow drain off. New Zealand culture, food and drink. Usually for breakfast, New Zealanders would usually have omelette, brioche or toast, sort of like us. But for lunch and dinner, it's way different. Often they would have lamb, pork bones, or meat cooked on the barbecue. They would have vegetables like potatoes, sweet potato, or kamara, carrots and pumpkin. For drinks, children hydrate with water or juice, just like us. Slushies are also popular. Adults enjoy apple cider, New Zealand wine, and craft beer. They also like different coffees, just like us. New Zealand cultures, festivals and holidays. Anzac Day is celebrated on the 25th of April to remember the sacrifices people made during the First and Second World War. Anzac stands for Australian and New Zealand Army Corps. It's a very important holiday.
New Zealand has a variety of different cultural events such as the Auckland Lantern Festival, a very gorgeous festival which celebrates the Chinese culture. Waitangi Day is an important national day, and it marks the signing of a treaty between the Maori and European people. This event was to ensure peace in the country and is celebrated on the 6th of February each year.
New Zealand culture, national clothing and religion. National clothing is linked to the Maori culture. You would usually call clothes kako. Children in schools dress in this clothing when performing in kapa haka performance. In everyday life, New Zealanders dress like us but wear shorts and t-shirts more often due to the warmer climate.
Most of the people who have a religion in New Zealand are Christians, 37.3%. Many people have non-religious views and beliefs. Wales and New Zealand have many similarities and differences. Wales is located in Europe. However, New Zealand is located in Oceania. Wales has a smaller population of just over 3.2 million, whereas New Zealand's population is greater at just over 5.2 million. Both countries speak English and one other main language. Wales has Welsh and New Zealand has Maori. The money in New Zealand is New Zealand dollar. The capital of Wales is Cardiff and the capital of New Zealand is Wellington. Wales has a colder climate than New Zealand. Here are the country's flags. New Zealand schools. Our teacher used to work in a New Zealand school. The school was near the beach and was in the city of Auckland, in the North Island. Schools in New Zealand have many similarities and differences from Welsh schools. Differences. Many primary schools have their own swimming pools. Children learn to sail. Children often walk around in their bare feet inside and outside. They sing the national anthem in every assembly. They learn about New Zealand history and geography. They learn the English and Maori language. They learn cultural activities called kapa haka, culture, singing and dancing.
Landmarks.
Beehive. The Beehive in Wellington is a landmark building and has become a symbol of Wellington as the capital city. It is New Zealand's government building. It gained its name due to the architectural beehive design.
Sky Tower. The Sky Tower, first opened in 1997, is the tallest building in New Zealand and it's 1,076 feet tall. Sky Tower bungee jump goes to 52 miles an hour in the sky. The tower is built to last 100 years of low maintenance. It took 2 years to build and it has three lifts taken 225 people to the observatory in 15 minutes.
Physical features.
Cape Reinga. Cape Reinga is the most northerly tip of New Zealand. You could see two seas collide from this point.
Milford Sound. Milford Sound is a fiord. The ocean in Milford Sound is inky black.
Mount Cook. Mount Cook is the highest mountain located in New Zealand. It is 3,764 metres high. It's located in the South Island of New Zealand, Rangitoto Island. Auckland's largest and youngest volcano is Rangitoto Island. It's erupted out of the sea and has been the site of at least 2 eruptions, the last occurring about 600 years ago.
fantastic animals of New Zealand and their environment.
Here's a list of native animals and their habitat.
Fantail,
Gardens and forests.
kakapo,
Protected forests.
kiwi bird,
Snowy tussocks and shrublands.
Hector's dolphin,
Shores of New Zealand.
yellow-eyed penguin,
Slopes above landing areas.
kia,
Forests and mountains.
moa,
Shrublands.
tutara,
Cool weathers.
New Zealand sea lion,
Auckland Islands. My favourite was the kakapo. Here's some information about this very endangered species. Endangered animals of New Zealand. Kakapos are severely endangered. There are only about 247 left. They are native New Zealand birds living in protected forest sanctuaries. Kakapos are unusual for many reasons, as they are the heaviest living species of parrots, weighing up to about 4 kilograms.
Hector dolphins are also sadly endangered. Their environment is shallow coastlines along the shores of New Zealand. They live off the coast of both islands, and there are only about 15,000 of the beautiful species left in the world. Fisheries New Zealand are responsible for protecting this unique dolphin from further threats.
Native plants. Kofi. Yellow in New Zealand means spring is about to begin. The oldest kofi tree is 460 years old. They grow from a seed in the ground to become a tree up to 25 meters high.
New Zealand orchid. The world's only underground flowers belong to an orchid. Orchids have the smallest seeds of any plants. Orchids live up to 15 to 20 years.
Here is a Pohutakawa tree.
It is a beautiful flowering tree, commonly called the New Zealand Christmas tree. Pohutakawa is a spreading evergreen which produces vast amount of bright red bottle brush flowers in midsummer.
The New Zealand rugby team of 2023 have played few matches and are doing really well. They have played France, Italy, Uruguay, Namibia and Wales. They have qualified for the final and play South Africa. Favourite player Richie Mo'unga. New Zealand has a fair bit of history in the World Cup. New Zealand have won the World Cup 3 times. And they have a chance to win again this year.
On Friday, we have an online Teams question and answer meeting with links from a New Zealand school, Miss Andel and Ollie. We've enjoyed learning the national anthem of New Zealand, Maori and English. We have been learning the Maori language, Tahi Rua Toru Fa Rima Onu Fitu Waru Iwa Takau. Lastly, we have enjoyed learning the Taraku Maori stick games for coordination and self-discipline.
Aotearoa.